G'day Wallaby Dick, welcome to another episode of Tazcast. We're out here today with Chaos on Jay Graham's boat, club captain of the Sunshine Coast Game Fishing Club. We're fishing heavy tackle. We've just put a spread out, but as well, I'm quickly going to run you through with Jay how we rig up these stiff rigs with a bit of heat shrink and some wire ready to chuck into the spread. We'll see what unfolds today. I'm just going to be on the camera filming the action, but I hope you enjoy it.
G'day guys, Jay Graham here, Sunshine Coast Game Fishing Club, club captain. Here we are on a beautiful day over Easter weekend. Realised one of our lures had a little fault in it, so I'm just going to re-rig it. So these are the rods we're using here. On them are 18 to 20 feet wind-ons. We're allowed a total of 30 feet from the wind-on to the hook. So this is the part that we're going to rig up for the lure. And yeah, so we'll just measure this out, make sure it's about 8 to 9 feet long, so then we don't go over. So this is 400 pound mono. These are 2 mil alley crimps. Sometimes you just got to make these on an angle to get them through. They're a little bit tight. Okay, so we're going to make a little loop like that. Alrighty. Get my blowtorch. Just going to burn the end of that, just so it can't slip through the crimp. Alright, so that'll just pull back like that. Alrighty, now we're going to get a little thimble here. Now these little guys, they come all the way open like that. That's not ideal. So I'm just going to get my crimping tool here. Just squash that in like so, just so it doesn't catch. So, okay, then we put it in here like this. Pull him nice and tight. So if it was splayed out, that'd be a rough edge there. That just makes it nice and flush with your crimp. So this little metal thimble, that stops your multi-strand wire cutting through your mono. So now when you're crimping this, I use the biggest ones on here. All right, so we're just gonna give them a good squeeze like this. Now if you're using these sort of crimping tool, you need to spin this around so it doesn't end up like a banana. So each time you move it along, turn it round. All right, I normally go 4 times on that. That looks nice and neat. All right, next up, it's about 700 pound wire there. It's nice and stiff. You're going to need a set of these to cut this stuff so it doesn't burr the ends of it or, you know, rough it up too much. Right, now with this stuff, we use a double sleeve copper crimp. The reason why we use the wire is because it's a lot stiffer to begin with. It's more abrasion resistant. Also, if you get any things with teeth out there, they can't bite through this stuff. All right, so we're just using our double sleeve copper crimp here to put one side in, other side goes through here, like so. Okay, like that. Pull him up, so it looks like that. Once again, get your crimping tool. Go 3 times on them because they're a bit shorter. And you're going to spin him around after each crimp. Okay, so that's going to look like that. We're just going to nip this one up at the end a little bit here because it just kind of burred out a bit. So just squash that bit in so it's nice and sitting down. Heat shrink time. So I just normally use like a 3 or 4 mil bit of heat shrink for the wire. So this stuff is blue heat shrink. It's really good. It's 10 mil, goes down to 3 mil. And you'll see the glue come out the end of it once we burn it. Alrighty, so put this guy on here, the thin stuff on the wire. Heat shrink, just so that, you know, if you get a bite and you don't see it, you can assess the situation, see if it's all rasped up from his bill, etc. This bit here is actually to keep the rig stiff. So you can feel how thick this stuff is. This stuff's not so thick. So we're going to go like this. Alrighty. So make sure you keep some of your crimp showing because that's going to go up in your up inside the lure. So then you can set your hook up or down, whatever you prefer. Just going to get Mitch to hold the other end of this for me. When you're doing this, you don't want to have it too close to the otherwise you'll burn your mono. Because remember there's monofilament inside here, just up this end here, so just keep it rolling around like this. Don't keep it in the one spot too long. Just keep waving it around. You'll see that's going to start sitting down nicely there. Cover up all your crimps and wire and everything. Just sort of rotisserie it around a bit. And you know it's done once it's all gone nice and firm, and you can start seeing that glue coming out the end there. Start seeing that glue coming out the ends. That's when you know you're done. All right. Now give it a good test to make sure you haven't burnt your mono. Pull. Yep, it's all good. Alrighty. You can either wait for that just to set on its own, or you can get some water and just cool that down so it's nice and stiff. So now we get our lure. This one's already got the rubber stopper super glued into it. As you can see there, you can buy there from Wellesley's Tackle. If that's not in there, you'll need to glue one of them in first. All right, so we pull that up. See here, you can set this into there, right? So that crimp just sits in there, and that'll keep your hook up or down, whatever you prefer. I run them down on these. Some people like to run them up, it's just personal preference. Okay, now we just got to put our hook on and put a loop in the other end of this, then we're good to go. So we've got to make sure that part of the eye of the hook is at least inside the skirt. As you can see here, I've made this heat shrink a little bit too long for that, so we're just going to have to trim a little bit of that off. The reason why it needs to be in the skirt is to fulfill the GFAA rules. We had a fish get disqualified last tournament from another boat where no part of the hook was inside the skirt. Okay, we're going to get another piece of this nice heavy duty heat shrink here. We're going to put it on here. We're going to slide that back over the hook later on once it's on. Okay. Another double sleeve copper crimp. I'll pull this nice and tight. Just make a little loop like that. Alrighty. You can't buy these anymore, but they're just a light gauge, heavy tackle hook. These were a Katana. Pakula used to bring them in, but doesn't anymore. But we can use the Redonculus hooks are really good. Yeah, they're probably the next best hook out there. All right. So once again, spinning around in between crimps. Now we just got to trim off our spare wire here. Okay, that one's gone. And that'll usually burr the end of that out, so I normally just do that. It'll normally burr that out, and that can pop through your heat shrink. So I normally just give that a squash with my pliers here. Squash it down so it's nice and flush. Okay. All right, you'll see how that's gone nice and flat down there. All right, now to stiffen this hook rig up, otherwise it's free swinging. Just put that over. This one here, you don't need to worry about burning any mono because there's none in there, so you can just blast away with your heat gun. Do the bit of heat shrink that's up the wire. So this just stiffens the hook up so you get a better conversion. All right, straighten that hook up, Mitch. All right, see that glue coming out there now? Beautiful. All right, so you can just hold that until it's stiff, or we can go and make it colder with the hose. Hook's inside the skirt. Yeah, we like hook down. That's how it looks now. I've just got to put a loop in the end of it so we can go into our swivel. We run a loop about that big because we're running pigtail swivels. If you're making too small, you can't get through the pigtail swivel. I don't bother running any chafe guard or anything on this end. Haven't had an issue with it ever. This is what I'm referring to when I say pigtail swivel. We run these on over the crimp so the crimp can't get jammed up in the tip of the rod. It's just a matter of putting it on here like this, working him around. You hear it click every time. Done. Beautiful. Ready to go. Happy days. Deploy, right?
It's been a bit of a slow morning so far, so I think it's time for us to get some Indonesian rupee out and buy a bite. Got a 5K on this one. Got a 10K. Got a rupee. That'll bring it on for sure.
corner, redonkulous lure, orange one, all over it.
He had 2 or 3 jumps, then he jumped back down. He's settling down probably what, 20, 30 meters?
Can confirm it's not a black, if you control the back when you jump.
His fins were folded back.
When you jump.
There you go, back at home.
Black marlins fins stay out, blue marlins fold down.
Go to stripes.
Blue.
Look blue from
Look at you go.
first real fish you've ever caught.
How overdue are you for this fish?
Well overdue, boys. You want a water?
No.
Get him a beer. You want a rum?
Belly.
Yep. So what we're going to say, you're going to see the leader come up to the rod tip. His tag pole's nearly probably 3/4 of the length of the leader.
Up to the back of the boat before that.
So by the time he gets up, hopefully I'll get enough reach to get into the water, put the tag in, and once the tag goes in, he'll do a little bit of a jump, we'll get him back, and then I'll hopefully grab the leader, be able to bring him in, get the hook out, and then we'll send him on his way.
How are you feeling, Gaz?
Feeling real good.
How many beers you had?
Not enough.
Walk backwards when you keep winding.
Don't let it touch, don't let it touch.
Walk backwards. Sorry, walk back to the boat a bit more, mate.
Keep going, keep going.
No. He's too far away, mate. Yeah.
Get him in. Come on. There you go, Rich, have a shot. No. Too far away, mate. Okay. The water's clear.
Yeah.
No!
Full hook.
Lost him in the boat.
What happened?
I just think he was sort of hooked. Probably half in the bill, half in the eye, and see that. Nothing wrong with the redonkulous hook, mate. It's pretty straight.
So with that fish just there, technically we could have called it a catch if one of us had have just touched the leader. We were right on the leader, but our objective there was to get a tag hole in, try and get a couple of jumps out of him. Unfortunately, it just didn't quite play out in our favour. I classify that as a catch. We were right on the wind on. But you know what we're going to do? Get another one. Unfortunately, we had one more bite as the day progressed, but we could not stick another fish.
Sponsored by 4X Gold.
But I hope you've enjoyed this episode and it's provided some extra value for you out on the water, and I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to hit subscribe and like the video and drop a comment what your biggest marlin is that you've ever caught.